Alrighty, so now that we know how to distinguish between what's a response variable and what's an explanatory variable, we need to look at how we graphically represent these relationships between two variables. And we use a scatterplot for this, and this is something you've probably seen before. And a scatterplot is just something that looks like this, where for each point represents, in this case, some sort of time. So this looks like it's probably about 1, and then some sort of mark. In this case, this looks like 22. And then each point is plotted on here and scattered around, which is where it gets the name scatter plot. Now, by convention, on the horizontal axis, we put the explanatory or independent variable. Okay, this is just how we do it. And then vertical axis is the response or the dependent variable. Now, a very key thing to note is that scatterplots represent data that is numerical only, and that's all we're going to be looking at. You can have obviously categorical variables and stuff like that, and relationships between categorical and numerical variables, but we're just looking at numerical variables for this topic. Okay, now most of you probably don't have your CASs or they're running out of charge or something like that, so we're just going to use sheets, and then when you get back we'll go over the CAS stuff. So if I go to a Google Sheet here, okay, or an Excel sheet, you want 2 columns here with your 2 variables, and generally you want to put your your explanatory variable along here, so the one that causes the other one on the left, and then the other one on the right. Then you highlight both of them. Now on my iPad it's a slightly different process, but on your computer you'll click Insert, and there'll be an option for an Insert a Chart. We don't want a line chart, we want a scatter plot. And I want to get rid of my legend, and then it's also important to have titles. So for scatter plots we generally write one variable versus the other variable. On the horizontal axis we've got our explanatory variable, which would be height, and then our response variable would be weight. Then we're done, and there's our scatter plot. And again we can see each of these points here represents one of these here. And that's all for scatter.